Good morning, you guys. Today I'm going to be taking the Lowland sweater romper and just changing it up a little bit, give it a new design. So what I'm doing is projecting the pattern onto tracing paper and tracing out the front. Here's how I drew the curved line. I just went ahead and went up and then down and then met at the armpit. On the other side, we're going to trace the back pattern piece and flip it over. This is important to match up the seams later. So we flip the back where the wrong side is facing up and the front is right side facing up. And now I'm going to cut out both the bottom and the top. And I'm also going to make sure I label the top front, the top bottom, the back top, and the back bottom, just so I don't get them mixed up. Now I'm using this taupey material for my top pieces, and I'm using this leopard print for my bottom pieces and my sleeves. This is my sleeves. I was going to do this ruffle design, but I switched it back later to just a plain cuff. And I also cut out my ribbing for the leg bands and the neck band. I like to put a safety pin on the back top and the back bottom just so I know they go together, and I'm also matching the center points to each other. And just like a sleeve, we're going to ease this curve to each other using as many pins as you need. Here I'm showing how we're going to sew our leg bands and neck band. So I'm taking that over to the serger and serging the side seams of both the leg bands and that one seam on the neck band. And then while I'm here at the serger, I'm going to go ahead and attach the top and bottoms for both the front and the back. So here's our neck band, and what we're going to do is we're going to put that wrong sides touching right onto each other like this, and then we need to quarter this neck band to be able to sew it evenly onto the top. So starting at the back seam, I'm going to go ahead and find the front, the back, and the side using pins. Now we're taking our pieces right sides touching, and we're going to align the shoulder seams, add pins if you need to. And bringing that to the serger so we can sew that together. Now we're going to find our front center and our back center. The shoulder seams are not going to be our other centered points because the back is higher. So once you find the front center and the back center, you're going to put those together to find your true side center marks. As you can see here, it's a little bit off from that shoulder seam. Repeating the same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to put my tag in, and what I'm going to do is have my back wrong side face up and just put my tag right side facing up on top of it, putting a couple pins to keep that in place, and then I'm going to put my neck band on, matching my pins with the front with the front, the back with the back, and the side with the side. We are going to stretch this as we sew, but we're going to make sure that we do not stretch the garment, only the binding. I like to use a needle to finish my ends of my serger tails. I just put my serger tails right back through the stitching. Now we're going to sew down the side seams on both the sides. Here I folded my sleeve cuffs in half, right sides touching, and sewing down the side seams, and doing that for both of them. Folding them in half, wrong side touching, and I'm going to find the bottom seam, and then I'm just going to put one more pin at the top. With right sides together, I put my sleeve piece inside my romper, and I'm just going to sew that on, and then repeat on the other side. I'm putting interfacing on the wrong side of the leg bands in the bottom part of the romper. Knit doesn't fray, but for a more polished look, I'm going to serge the bottom of the romper to make that look nicer in the end. Here I'm turning my leg bands right side out, making sure I have a nice point on both sides, and then finding the center point by matching the two ends together and placing a pin. Here's where things are going to get a little different. Usually you fold that snap placket part to the back, but what we're going to do is we're going to fold it to the front, and we're going to put the leg bands like a sandwich, just like you see here. And I also have that center point matching the center side seam of the romper. And again, we're folding that placket on top like a sandwich, doing it on both sides, and then we're going to stretch and serge along this leg band. Right sides are together. Make sure you're doing a lot of stretching, but make sure that stretching is only being done to your binding. And once you fold that right side out, you have a nice finished snap placket at the bottom. You do not have to top stitch because your snaps are going to hold it closed. So I'm taking my male pieces right now, and I'm going to place that into the romper, starting at the center and then doing the two edges. Now that I did the studs at the bottom, I'm going to work on the top. And the top is going to have this weird looking piece that both sides are going to look the same, but one of the sides is going to look like a smaller hole, and that's the side you're going to want to have on the top to snap into the stud. So like I did on the bottom, I'm starting at the center and then doing my two sides. I'm adding my size to my tag with my stamps and just heat sealing that. And here's how the romper came out. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you like my channel, please subscribe. I would love to have you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.